time to set the grids for the first round of the F1 Academy Series in 2026. This season 4, and we begin our journey just like we did last year here at the Shanghai International Circuit. A second visit to China for F1 Academy. The first of 7 rounds and 14 races, and this, the track they will be taking on. That huge back straight down sector 3 will provide plenty of opportunities for overtaking, and in this qualifying session a lot of opportunities for slipstreaming as well. One of these circuits that provides the biggest challenge in terms of putting a qualifying lap together, over 2 minutes when it comes to lap times. A bit of a delayed start to this session. All drivers in pit lane ready to go, here to call you through the action. Myself, Chris McCarthy, and Alice Powell alongside me.
Looking forward to this qualifying session. It was the Alicia Palmowski show, wasn't it, in free practice that we had earlier on today. Just under half a second faster than Alba Larsen, 2 returning drivers, and then Peyton Westcott was our highest rookie driver in 3rd place, taking over the Mercedes seat from Dorian Pan and Rafaela Ferreira, who had a strong showing in the races last year, P5 and P8 from the back of the grid. She was in 4th with Lisa Billard down in 5th.
If you weren't with us earlier, then just to give you a quick update on how things are looking for this year. 6 returning drivers in total. The rest will be taking on their first full season. 18 drivers with us, including 1 wildcard driver in Shiwei. Will have wildcards throughout the season, and 4 drivers getting ready to make their debut in Italia Granada. Ella Stevens, Kaylee Countryman and Jay Chaquette. But it was the Red Bull driver there, Alicia Palmowski, as Alice said, who was quickest earlier. In terms of format for this session, we reversed the top 8 of this order for the lowest scoring first race tomorrow, and then they'll start as they qualify on Grand Prix Sunday in race 2. Well, it's full Grand Prix points available. Some drivers swapping over cars, with some drivers departing from the championship. Alice, there we see Emma Felbermeyer in the Audi car for this season.
So the drivers can only do 2 seasons in F1 Academy. However, if you're champion in your first season, that means you cannot do the second season. The champion always has to move on. So that is why Dorian Pan was in her 2nd season. Of course, she won the championship last year. And we have likes of Maya Berg, Chloe Chambers, all moving on. And we're allowing then some new, fresh drivers into the championship. And I think we could possibly, with the lineup we've got this year, have one of the most competitive F1 Academy seasons yet.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's one that looks wide open in terms of the championship. To give you some statistics to go with that, we will have a first pole sitter. No pole sitters out there on the grid for this one, and just 4 drivers who have taken a race win. So plenty of opportunity, and looking at one of many new drivers coming in, Ella Stevens, fresh from racing in the British Kart Championship in KZ2, where she was vice champion last season. Just 1 single-seater race under her name, Alice, and she's coming in, jumping straight out of karting.
Yeah, a few belt adjustments and mirror checks between her and her mechanic, #1 mechanic, Lucy Gould. Great to see many females down there in the pit lane. Of course, Matilda Patz was talking to her engineer as well. That's one way to pass time. Definitely will do the Rubik's Cube much better than I don't think I've ever done a Rubik's Cube. So crowd entertaining themselves in many different ways, and look at that. They're showing off. Clearly. Impressive.
One person who can do that very quickly is F2 driver Gabriele Mini, who can do that in just a few seconds. But for drivers out there taking on their first qualifying session, how are they going to be feeling, Alice? We had practice earlier in different conditions, but one thing she can rely on is pre-season testing that we did have here in China. Let's hear what Ella Stevens had to say about that pre-season testing.
The testing here a few weeks ago was interesting. It was good to be able to get to the track before the race, as it's going to be quite hard learning the tracks with only one practice session. So we're very fortunate to get 2.5 days of testing here, and it was decent. The weather's pretty similar to when we did the test, so hopefully the driving's going to be quite similar.
Yeah, it should be interesting there. But Chris McCarthy up in the commentary box there. Good to see he's back in commentary this year for F1 Academy F3 and F2 as well. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed that practice session. We're jumping straight in, and luckily I actually started ahead because we lost quite a bit of time just then. I just noticed we practically almost started on time. We started 15 minutes ahead in that practice session. We're now back on time. That is very surprising indeed. But yeah, running through our first day of action, we're now about it for qualifying for F1 Academy. We are about 4 minutes behind schedule here. These cars were actually meant to hit the track about 4 minutes ago. Yeah, these cars were meant to hit the track about five minutes ago. So it's going to cut it quite tight because, of course, we do have F1 here this weekend. And that is the main priority. But we'll see what happens. Qualifying now. Green light in the pit lane. It's now time for qualifying for F1 Academy. Qualifying now, and this is going to start it. The next 90 minutes shall be very, very interesting. But yeah, for F1 Academy, it's 30 minutes. And it will be the top 8 will be reversed for race number 1. And then it'll be back reversed. Whoever gets first position in this qualifying session will have pole for race 2. Whoever gets 8th in this session will have pole for race 1. So yeah, we'll see what happens. What drivers will benefit on trying to possibly come out first and bag possibly a reverse grid pole position? I reckon this lady will. Albert Larson. She'll be very much wanting to maybe bag a nice pole position here. That would be nice on her checkered card at this point. To bag a pole position or even a sprint pole as well. That should be very good indeed. Peyton Westcott. We will see what she can do in this session. In practice, finished about P5. Not ideal. If you're thinking about the future there. But of course, it's only free practice for the moment. Then George Russell, having a chat to Jamie Chadwick, who was standing on the sidelines in practice for F1 about 45 minutes ago when I streamed it. Standing on the sidelines, watching the cars making their run through turn the final corner on the circuit. But yeah, on track for qualifying now. This should be quite an interesting qualifying session indeed. Matilda Parts. We've got, actually, probably there's going to be a few people that will be looking for pole position here. I would only guess one of them would be Alicia Palmosky with her pace that we saw in practice. Probably Albert Larson will be looking for pole position. Ella Lloyd, Emma Felbermeyer, Nina Gaidman, Rachel Robertson will be looking for pole position. And for some of those drivers that haven't been in this category, maybe they might be looking for a reverse grid pole position. Either one of those might be an ideal situation for some of our drivers here this weekend. 27 minutes to go. We've got a 30-minute qualifying session, so there's no fancy format. It is just straight, pure qualifying for these drivers. It's a full 30-minute session. I don't actually know how much we will get of that session. We are meant to be sprint qualifying is meant to be out on track in the next 45 minutes or so. So we'll see how that unfolds in this session, but we'll wait and find out. We will wait and find out. 26 minutes to go left in this session for F1 Academy as the cars make their run around the circuit for the moment. This is Peyton Westcott. We'll see if she can try and bag a pole position. There is no points, I don't think, for pole position. It's just that honour of bagging pole position and putting yourself in a good position come race day, or Grand Prix Sunday, as we call it.
This weekend, I am most looking forward to just being on track and experiencing everything, really taking everything in, taking it kind of slow and just acknowledging everything that's going on. Obviously, it's going to be a massive event, so. Yeah, when we tested here, I mostly had to focus on learning about the first corner, as it is so different from any other track I've ever been to. So it was really great for me to get a couple laps on track and just figure out how to manage the new corners, so it was a great opportunity.
And what Peyton said there, that first corner, looking at the layout yourself, for these type of cars, these F4 cars, do you think that's going to be the most challenging part of the lap for them?
I think in any car, of course, it's a long right-hander, so that front left tyre really takes a beating. We saw in free practice a couple of excursions, not just in F1 Academy, but in Formula One as well. A few drivers running wide, a few drivers having some spins. So it's a challenge, and then you've got to hope that your front left tyre is still in nice shape for that long turn 12, turn 13. And then you've got the long drag down that straight, down into turn 14. Tyre temperature will start to drop down that straight, and brake temperature, as you can hear the tyres squealing from Peyton Westcott as she feeds it round turn 2, out of turn 3, keeps it nice and smooth, out that wide, and then down, shoots down into turn 5 and into turn 6.
Yeah, this is where it's time to shake off any nerves. First flying laps coming in for qualifying, and Peyton Westcott quick earlier, so I'm sure we'll be coming in with plenty of confidence.
She will. So for reference, the times earlier on were 2:04.5 was the fastest for Alicia Palmowski. So we'll have a look. They were in the 32.9 was 32.8, shall I say, was the first sector for fastest first sector for Alicia Palmowski. And the last one, and Peyton Westcott at the moment is 33.1, so a few tenths slower than what Alicia was doing earlier on. And Emma Feldermeyer just set the fastest first sector of anyone. Another driver that we've got to keep an eye on who'll be challenging. She'll certainly hope for the title this year.
And this, the most crucial corner on the lap. You've got to get a good run out of there, because then it takes you onto this long backstraight.
It does. And you've got to hit these gear changes. There's no DRS, there's no overtake, there's no push to pass or anything like that in F1 Academy. They just have to rely on getting a good exit. If you're in the racing things, timing things right, keeping an eye on the driver in front of you, hoping to grab a bit of a toe as well. There's the car in front, she won't have got the benefit of a toe there. Stamping on the brakes, around about 100 metres, really whacking the lock on there. Is Peyton Westcott running slightly wide over the curve. And then this is down into turn 16. We've seen plenty of drivers dropping a wheel in all categories on the exit here. She keeps it nicely within the white lines. Going across the line to jump up into P2, 2 tenths off her teammate.
And Emma Feldermeyer is looking very quick on this lap. Purple sector 1, so that's quickest overall. Purple sector 2 as well. Can she keep it together now in this final sector? Alicia Palmowski, 2:05.5 is the time to beat, and there she goes, 2:05.3. So Emma Feldermeyer goes to provisional pole position. Still a long way to go in this session, but that is a very good benchmark time for her to work with. Palmowski second, Pat is third, then Westcott in fourth, Billard is in fifth place, Ava Dobson next, then Bruce Stevens, Robertson and Granada. Ella Stevens just inside that top 8, but we now pick up Alicia Palmowski going even quicker.
The track is going to be a lot different from when they were out earlier on today, and the person that's going to be on pole position is going to be the one that adapts, I think, the best to these new conditions, and that will help these second-year drivers. They'll know what going after a Formula 1 session, what that's going to feel like, from going out first thing to the track being dusty, dirty, no rubber down, to now the expectation of having more grip. They'll know what that feels like. So to start off with, Feldermeyer and Palmowski have done a good job in adapting, and to be fair, Peyton Westcott and Matilda Patz are doing a good job. You can just hear the chatter on the rear axle there from Palmowski, and I'll tell you what, she might get a handy toe. Is that maybe Countryman potentially in the Haas in front of her?
It's the Sephora car, yeah,
of Granada. She's going to get a handy toe there, is Palmowski down the straight.
This is absolutely perfect for Palmowski. We're yet to see the likes of Larson, Gateman, Kosterman, Lloyd come through, so we'll keep an eye on them, but let's see what final sector. Now she has that toe, Alice.
She does, and make sure it's right having to back out. And there was a few tenths off what she did earlier.
Am I back? Am I back? 2051, 2051. Please tell me I'm back. Am I back? 2051, 2050. Please tell me I'm back. Stop lagging, please. I don't like that. Am I back? Okay, I think I'm back. I think I'm good. I'm just waiting for these ads to play. Come on, hurry up. Why are you running 3 ads? Alright, thank you.
Get improved, take steps forward, particularly those that have come in slightly earlier, might need to have a longer run. The likes of Ellis Stevens, Granada as well, who have come into the pit slightly earlier. But Alba Larson, though, Chris, is fastest again of anyone in that middle sector.
Yeah, it looks like she could extend her gap. It is 2:10. Rafaela Ferreira goes to P4. What about Alba Larson, though? Through the hairpin and now up towards this final corner. She'll be getting a bit of a tow maybe from that car ahead as well. As Nina Gaveman now goes fourth and Alba Larson goes straight into pit lane. Do you think this is kind of running to a schedule here?
Yes.
That the teams would have set?
Yeah, definitely. So it'll be potentially a very quick turnaround for those drivers. You think it's just over 2 minutes a lap. There you can see Ella Lloyd, brand new set of tyres. She might have been slightly bedded, those tyres. You did see her in free practice go out and do a bit of bedding. Same for Alicia. So all these drivers now coming in, I expect, will change tyres. Head back out, there you can see brand new set of Pirelli tyres on Alicia Pomoff's car. They are able to make some setup changes, so they are able to do that during the session, unlike other championships. But that's time, takes up time, and as I said, 2 minute a lap here, so not a lot of time to go out, get the temperature into your tyres, and challenge, put a good challenge down on the board. But Ferreira, let's see what she does. I'd be amazed if she completes this lap. She is on a personal best, but that would cut it quite fine if she hasn't been in, which I don't think she has yet, to change tyres.
Such a long lap as well, sticking to that schedule is crucial. And when you say bedding in tyres, that was something they were doing in practice, just sort of one lap and then straight back in?
Yep, take the top off of the tyres, put a little bit of a heat cycle through them, so then when you do go out for qualifying, you don't have to spend as much time taking that top off the tyre. Gives you, probably an extra lap, which of course could be you being on pole for this session or several places behind.
Alba Larson going very well so far, would have been using all that work she put in pre-season testing here at Shanghai, and we caught up with her about that pre-season testing coming into the weekend.
Testing was great. It was great to be back here after a year. Testing went very well. We did a lot of driving and tried a lot of different things. I think we're definitely ready for the races. We'll see about qualifying. I think we can be out there definitely, and I'm really excited to get on track. I think, testing went very well, so I'm excited for the race.
Good to hear from Alba Larson there, saying that would have tested a lot of things. I think that's a mixture of some race runs that they would have tried just to see how these tyres will develop.
Setup changes, potentially. Changes in possible driving style. She had real flashes of speed, didn't she, last year?
Yeah, I'm just gonna check my stream, make sure I'm good. I'm good. Okay, well, this is annoying. Now I'm gonna run ads. Flippin' heck. Flipping heck. Okay, hurry up, please. Hurry up. Hurry up, 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 hurry up. Hurry up. Thank you.
Time zone, Chris, with just under 13 minutes of the session remaining. They've had their first explore on that first set of tyres to see where the track is, have a bit of a chat, a debrief with their engineer. Go, okay, we're losing this amount of time in sector 1. Where do you think it is? So you can see now down there, and Lloyd, this engineer, maybe checking tyre pressures before sending her back out.
This is Shiwei back again as the wildcard for this round, and we'll see wildcards throughout the season. Some of those wildcards from last season doing such an impressive job that they earned a full-time seat for this year. The likes of Lisa Billard, who was with us at Singapore, and how well she's doing up there in 3rd place in the Gatorade car. If you're in the position of the likes of Parmovsky, Billard, does that change your mindset ever so slightly when you go out, knowing that you're in a good position? Now you can take a little bit more risk maybe in these next laps, or is there a different approach?
No, I think you've got to go out there and push. People are going to improve. The track's going to just keep getting better and better. The track temperature isn't changing. Air temperature's gone up ever so slightly by a fraction. But we always see people improve on these second laps. So it's important to make sure that you continue that. You know you've made a mistake if, let's say, if track conditions are the same in terms of the rain doesn't come down. We're not expecting any rain. If you know you haven't made an improvement on this second set of tyres. So Alicia's now coming out of the pits. Ferreira's behind her. 2 McLaren cars are coming out as well, followed by the tanker of Megan Bruce. Peyton Westcott, a little bit of traffic going into turn 1. And again, you can see her fighting on the wheel.
That was Ferreira who came right to the path of her there. Just getting up to speed here, Peyton Westcott, who looked very good in practice earlier, so could be one to watch in this second half of the session. Very close times overall though, second going to outside the top 10. Alicia Parmovsky currently on the front row of the grid for Red Bull. She got her only win so far in F1 Academy here last year. Well, this could cause a little bit of disruption to the session, Alice. That's Kaylee Countryman.
That's not good.
Down that back straight.
Yeah, that looks like a car issue. So yellow flags are out, so no one can improve in this sector. And I expect she's probably going through a side. We've just heard that she's lost throttle potentially. So sadly for Kaylee Countryman, that could be the end of her qualifying session and our first red flag of the season in F1 Academy. It was all good in free practice. Let's have a look. I'm surprised they've not thrown the red flag out. There we go, just right on cue. Red flags, all drivers will have to come into the pits, time will stop. But that is disappointing for Kaylee Countryman running with ART in the Haas car.
Yeah, there she is, Kaylee Countryman taking part in her first F1 Academy race this weekend, and that's a real shame. But this is a circuit, as we saw from the likes of Rafael Ferreira last year, there is ability to do lots of overtaking. That said, it looks like she's got going again. Let's see if she can get that one back to pit lane so the team can assess exactly what's been happening.
So she's had a full power recycle, I would expect, from the car. You could see her engineer on the pit wall was on the radio giving her instructions. Control-Alt-Delete, reset, and it seems to have worked. So we'll see if she does venture. They'll all have to come in the pits anyway because it's red flag, but we'll see if she will venture back out. Could just be a bit of a glitch. I'm sure the ART team will plug in just to make sure everything is all right, plug the computer in just to check. So that's disrupted some of those, disrupted the flow of some of these drivers then. Larson got that time in a couple of tenths clear of Palmowski. There will be
Okay, stream, please don't die on me. Please don't die.
Plenty of time, of course, for drivers still to set a lap, but that just ramps the pressure up on those like Palmowski, Billard, Gaidman, all of those that may be trying to challenge for P1. They have to do another out lap, continue to build a bit of pressure in the tyres, get those tyres up to temperature before going again. And you expect by the time they've done that, we'll probably only have about 6 minutes of the session remaining for them to do their push laps.
Being the cause of a red flag can sometimes come with penalties, so we'll have to see about that one. But Kaylee Countryman thankfully has made it back to the pit lane. The clock stops at 9:45 to go. For the drivers that were out there on track going through that process of getting tyres up to speed, what disruption may that cause to that now? Will there be any for those drivers, or?
No, it just disrupts your rhythm. As I've just mentioned, getting that tyre temperature back up. You can actually still see on Alba Larsen's car, brand new set of tyres, you can still see the lines on the tyres from them being brand new, coming out the factory. So she's got to work quite hard to get those tyres into the optimum window for her, with little time remaining during this session. But she's experienced. It's then down to the rookie drivers to see if they've learned enough from their teams, got enough knowledge from over the winter if they've been out testing to try and crunch and get these tyres up to temperature in this short window. So this is where it will probably benefit the second year drivers, because obviously it's not the first time that we've seen late red flags during this session. But again, that's why it's important in that first part of this qualifying session, that first set of tyres, getting a time in, because you never know. You get another red flag in a few minutes' time.
Meant to restart
that could be it, and you won't get your time in for qualifying. It could be you out of position. Whereas Alba Larsen, it's all good for her at the moment.
Yeah, those banker laps are key, aren't they? There's Jay Jacquet just getting ready to go. So our top 8, let's review that. Alba Larsen, Alicia Palmowski, 2 drivers experienced, then Lisa Billard, Nina Gaidman, Rafaela Ferreira, Ella Lloyd, Anna Feldermeyer, and Ella Stevens. So some good performances up there in the top 8, particularly from the likes of Lisa Billard and Ella Stevens up there. But everyone will be now heading out on fresh tyres, as Alison mentioned, and we'll be looking to get those lap times down. So this is where we really do start to see a fight for pole position and to get inside those top 8 as well.
Yeah, nice shot there from our drone camera. All the cars going out the pit lane, all going to be jostling for position. So Clayton Westcott leads the way. Tremor first lined up in the pit lane. They were the team's champion, so that's how it works. It would have been Campos second in line in the pit lane.
There we see Alicia Palmowski took the win here at Shanghai last year. Will be looking to add more to that in her second season. But let's hear what she had to say looking back on her first season.
I think there is a big element of pressure this year. Obviously, being a second-year driver, this is my opportunity to show everything that I learned last year and try and deliver some strong performances. Obviously, aiming for the championship this year, that is the ultimate goal for me. But equally, I'd say that I feel the most prepared that I ever have. I feel the most calm I ever have. I feel more confident than I ever have. So I think, although there's more pressure, I think I'm coping with it really well, because I just know what's to come. I think all the experience that I gained last year, it's going to really stand me in good stead for this year. So I'm excited to get going and show everyone what I can do.
You get the sense from Alicia that she is very confident, very relaxed coming into this season. She's always had that presence about her as a driver from even when she was racing Ginettas, but certainly she looks like a driver who's ready to fight for this championship.
She knows what it's like to fight for a championship as well. She was obviously vice champion in the GB4 championship in 2024 with 3 wins, 2 poles, 11 podiums, so she knows what it's like to be in a title scrap. She obviously did a wildcard race in Qatar with F1 Academy back in 2024, so got her first taste there. Last year had 1 win, 5 podiums, finishing P5 in F1 Academy. So it sounds like she's learnt a lot as a fraction oversteer there, a bit of a lock-up as well, still looking maybe to generate some tyre temperature, but instead it will probably be around about lap 7, with 6 minutes left to go, that we'll see people start to really put in their push lap, and even with that small mistake there from Alicia Palmowski, she's purple in the first sector, matching what she did in free practice earlier on today.
And this is where you can get a lot in your lap time coming through these sweepers here, Alice.
She's got nice clear track in front of her. She's opened up a gap. Of course, she went out right behind the premise, but you can see just fighting the rear of the car. She's a naturally smooth driver. So you know if Alicia's got some oversteer, that's certainly not her driving style. It's the car right on the very limits. Let's have a look. It's going to be close with that middle sector. She lost a fraction to Alba Larsen, who does have the fastest first sector of anyone. We saw Rafaela Ferreira, and we heard it as well, having a lock-up down into turn 11. So that'll be lap lightly ruined for Ferreira.
Yeah, just having a look at the other sectors. Emma Felbermeyer looked quick through the first sector, but had a bit of a slow second sector. But plenty of drivers out there look capable of improving. I'd say the main one is the driver we're watching, though. Alicia Palmowski looking to try and get that pole position.
Peyton Westcott has nearly matched Alicia in the first sector and done a strong middle sector as well. I'm expecting to see her fire up from P13. Up, I expect, into the top 3 if she does a good final sector. There we go, up to second for Peyton Westcott. So just over a 10 off Alba Larsen, and then Alicia Palmowski snatches that away. It wasn't even a personal best for Alicia in that final sector. So potentially still got more to come, and she still is slightly slower than what she did in free practice earlier. So could be still room for improvement.
It could be the end of the session for Kaylee Countryman. Let's have a look what happened to Ella Lloyd here. Big oversteer.
Yeah, you heard her going down the box, rears locked up, turned in because she knew she had to at some point, and rear of the car kicked up. So that explains why she didn't have a very good opening lap. Peyton Westcott, though, has set the fastest first sector, and it's just over half a tenth quicker than Alicia Palmowski at the moment. So this could be challenging for pole. So she didn't have it together in the first run. Has had a word with herself and is starting to set the timing screen alight here. So we'll keep an eye on her in the braking zone. It's going to be close. Not a personal best for her.
Palmowski.
The middle sector, but Alicia Palmowski has found some time, Chris, in that middle sector.
Yeah, this is looking very close. Peyton Westcott was with us
Nearly
at the season
3 tenths
finale
up
last year, but qualified 17th there. What a step forward she has made now in that Mercedes livery, heading down the back straight. Purple first sector for her, purple second sector for Alicia Palmowski, who may even be grabbing a bit of a toe just behind here. And let's watch her down into this braking zone, Alice.
Yeah, so gets the brake. You see, nice and gentle down the box. Really lovely from Westcott. So coming down into the final corner, 90-degree left-hander, gets it in, a little bit of curve on the inside, doesn't use as much road as we've seen others use, so she goes across the line, stays in third place. Alicia Palmowski extends her lead, and Granada did a great job as well. She's in fourth. Ferreira jumps up into third, so this is going to keep changing. Let's see where Ella Lloyd, a bit too much of that inside curve. The car skipped, kick of oversteer. She improves into sixth, but that's quickly snatched away by Gaiman, who goes into sixth place.
Costerman briefly up to 10th, but Ella Stevens takes that from her. Bruce now going up. Look at the times. Palmowski has a gap over the rest of the field, just like she did in practice. But after that, 1 second between Alba Larsen in second and Matilda Patstown in 15th. On to another flying lap we go. They'll get 2 more at most here as we see Rafaela Ferreira down through the first sector. Palmowski, Larsen and Ferreira are all in the 32s there, with Palmowski going quickest of all.
So at the moment, Lisa Billard is on reverse grid pole for the sprint tomorrow. Ella Lloyd will be P2. Nina Gaiman will be P3, and of course she was leading the race last year, race 1 last year, until her car broke down, which handed the win to Alicia Palmowski. She drove a great race, so it wasn't meant to be, but this won't be the order, I feel, Chris, because looking at our timing screen, there's personal bests coming in all over the place, and that is also including our top 3. So could this order...
Kosterman looks like she's on track to improve here. Nina Gateman, likewise. Watch for Gateman, likewise. Watch for her in P6 currently, as we are seeing Rafaela Ferreira. And see, Nina Gateman's got a tow as well from one of the McLarens going down the back straight, so that could certainly help her. But let's see Ferreira currently 3rd on a qualifying she is having as she comes through the hairpin now and makes her way to the final corner.
Emma Felbermeyer's done a really decent middle sector and a fairly decent first one as well, so she should be coming across the line very shortly to see if she's made any improvement up the field. Let's have a look from Ferreira. Is it an improvement? No. We've got Alba Larson in the background, who's made improvements during this session, and getting the tail out as she goes through there. You can see Emma Felbermeyer. Let's see if she's going to make any improvement forward. She does, into P3.
Yeah, it looked like Gateman made a pass there in that final sector as Lisa Billard goes P5 with the fastest final sector. So that's changed the top 8 now. You've got Palmowski, Larson, Felbermeyer, Ferreira, Billard, Westcott. Granada on her debut in 7th would be on the front row for her first race tomorrow. Gateman would be on pole. A real shame for Kaylee Countryman after the problems she had. Let's watch this with Peyton Westcott. Oh.
So that will explain. I saw actually had a brief shot of Alicia Palmowski right up behind trying to get a tow, and Peyton Westcott was obviously going, no, I'm going to get out of the way, and that will explain it. She had a kick of oversteer. So these will be the final laps now. So this is the last chance for any driver to make an improvement. Crunch time. Megan Bruce has set a decent first sector along with Ava Dobson. We can see them jump further forward up the order. They keep it together. Improvements in the middle sectors coming in as well, but no personal bests at the moment for those in the top 3.
It's a Pratt's car of Granada. She just seems to be getting better and better as the session goes on. Just needs a couple of tenths and it'll be a Row 2 start on Grand Prix Sunday. Lisa Billard going very well also, and as I said, there's the likes of Dobson improving as well. Ella Lloyd will really want to improve on this final lap and get herself in the top 8. Megan Bruce as well, as we jump on board with Ferrari backed Alba Larson. Doesn't look like she is improving on this lap. Let's see if she can pull something out in the final sector, but there's definitely going to be room for some changes behind.
Certainly will, as I don't think this is going to be improved. Peyton Westcott up into 4th place, as she left it late. She's got the checkered flag, so that'll be it for her. She now just has to wait and see if those around her make any improvements. No improvement for, well, brief improvement for Alba Larson. Personal best potentially out there. That's a good state of that as they're coming in. Any improvements further down? Ella Stevens makes a brief improvement.
Might be Palmowski.
Just outside the top 8.
Yep.
And Jade Jacqueline goes to 13th place, and that is everyone across the line. So it will be Alicia Palmowski who takes her first pole position here at China, a track she really does enjoy racing at. Last season it was a first win here, and now Alicia Palmowski takes her first pole position in F1 Academy and does so by 0.4 of a second over the rest.
Yeah, very good qualifying performance there, and the Pirelli pole goes the way of Alicia Palmowski in the end there. It's a 2:04.182, the time to beat. Nobody could beat it, but it was a very good time indeed there from Alicia Palmowski. Alba Larson in position 2, Emma Felbermeyer in position 3. Peyton Westcott, Palmowski over the radio.
Congratulations, your first ball. Good luck.
That's great. Thank you so much, guys. It's not overdue. I feel like we should have had a poll much earlier than this, but good start to the year. So keep your head down and keep focused for the rest of the year. Thank you.
Yeah, that focus will be very important there for the Red Bull team, and especially for Alicia Palmowski. As on her victory lap, says hi to the fans, but yeah, 2:04.1. That is a lap and a half. That is a very good lap there from Alicia Palmowski. Alba Larson in position 2.
Larson
Okay, that's trigger flag P2. Yeah, we can exit there. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Albert Larson there doing an absolute amazing job in that qualifying session just a few moments ago. But yeah, we're not too far away actually from sprint qualifying getting underway for F1. But yeah, Palmowski grabs or bags pole position. It's a 2:04.1. The lap time to beat, nobody could, and they put it on pole. What a job from Alicia Palmowski. And we're back to go racing from 4:30 tomorrow afternoon, straight before F1 qualifying, and a bit after the F1 sprint actually. So yeah, exciting times for themselves. But yeah, what a lap from from Alicia Palmowski.
You are P3. P3, well done. Good job. Thank you, Brandon. Yeah, just keep it working. And thank you so much for your work. It's a pleasure as always.
Audi will be very pleased with what they've seen there. Emma Felbermeyer with a chance to go and fight for a podium in both races now. But as you said, it will be Gabeman on the front row for tomorrow's first race and Granada on her debut.
Very impressive. Very good. And they will be learning plenty in the races tomorrow, that's for sure.
Well, let's take a look at the results in full then. Alicia Palmowski taking her first pole position. Alba Larson on the front row for the first time as well. Emma Felbermeyer getting a personal best result. Peyton Westcott qualified 17th when she was with us at Las Vegas, but moved forward very well. And Peyton Westcott P6, Lisa Billard P5th. What a result that is. And Rafaela Ferreira takes a PB as well. So lots of drivers showing improvements. There we see Alba Larson, and she'll be alongside Alicia Palmowski.
And Matilda Patz was down in 16th, and apparently gearbox issue for her, so that'll be disappointing because she had a strong showing in free practice. So another driver to watch on when we come to the races tomorrow and Sunday.
We never got to see what Kaylee Countryman could do either in that second half. So it's a field that's tightly packed together, but out front, Alicia Palmowski is 0.4 of a second clear of the rest of the field. What a result that is for her. So Alicia Palmowski takes her first pole.
Yeah, Alicia Palmowski takes her first pole position of the season. What a lap. Let's take a look at the results there. It's Alicia Palmowski, then Alba Larson on the front row. Emma Feldmeyer, Rafaela Ferreira, Lisa Billard, Peyton Westcott, Natalie Granada, Nina Gademan, Ella Stevens, Rachel Robertson, Jade Jacket, Megan Bruce, Costerman, Matilda Patz, Kaylee Countryman, and Shi Wei lines up in position 18. So yeah, that rounds out your qualifying order. Alicia Palmowski grabs pole position. What can she do come race 1? We'll be back live tomorrow from 4:30. Stay tuned though. Next up, it's time for sprint qualifying. Back in a moment. Bye-bye.
You join Ben Edwards and Alice Powell, who will be here to call you through the action throughout the rest of the weekend. Top 8 reversed. Who's going to take the first win? Join us tomorrow to find out.
I thought it started.